You could be making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year on Amazon Australia without using Instagram. But the main thing is, like, yes, you can use that stuff. It's a good idea. But do you need to use that to be successful in Amazon Australia? Absolutely not. And that's why it's such a phenomenal business model.
What up, everyone? Welcome to the Conquer podcast today. And today, we've actually given you the floor because I have collected all your questions, all your suspicions, all your objections, if you like, and we are going to be answering them.
Yeah, how good.
All right, so I have them on my phone, and we'll start.
This is going to be a fun one. It's going to be a fun one. See what the questions
right.
are.
So these are questions that we've collated from where? From like YouTube comments, from Instagram, just... What are these questions like?
These questions are mostly, so I did something on my story a few days ago and I told everyone that we're doing a podcast, let me answer all your questions kind of thing.
So these are just general Amazon questions and everything?
Yeah, I thought there were going to be a few maybe like, not cheeky ones, but maybe be like, well, you said this and something this or something like that. But no, everyone's like just generally wanting to learn.
All right,
that's awesome.
It's actually very educational, which is fantastic.
Well, let's give them some answers.
We're here to do that. So the number one question, and this is a question that not outside of this, we get this comment a lot, but it is around a launch budget. It's about starting. So do I need a lot of money when starting to purchase products to sell on Amazon Australia?
Yeah, so the days, like when I started on Amazon USA back in 2018, I spent $10,000. I spent 10K, which was every cent that I had to my name at that time that I saved up working in a supermarket. And that's because to get into Amazon USA, it's so competitive. You need to buy a lot of stock to actually have enough stock and all of this, right?
Yeah.
And that's not what you have to do for Amazon Australia, right? Like what we teach our students is because you're going into Amazon Australia, it's not as competitive. You don't need to buy as many units. And on top of that, we actually say like just get the MOQ for the first order. It's 50 units. So, you know, if it's $20 times 50, whatever that, who knows the maths on that?
20 times 50.
250?
No, 10 50s is 500, so $1,000.
1050, yeah. So
20 is $1,000, yeah.
Bronze, you're the one good at maths. She used to help me with my maths homework in school. She was like a straight A maths
10 50 is
student.
500 times by 2, $1,000.
Back-end manager over here.
But what you're saying is, on the back of that as well, you're saying, oh, you don't have to start with 50 units or 100 units. When you start off in Amazon Australia, that should only allow you to sell, like they only give you a capacity to push into stock on normally about 100 units, depending on the product you're selling. But what we found with most students is that's the sort of limit you've got to start with anyway. So you don't need any more money than what it is you can get to 100 units. That's all you need.
Yeah. Well, I want to say is like anyone looking into getting Amazon FBA, I just want to be very clear. To start any business, and I want to give anyone who's in the crowd who's a little bit delulu on what creating a business is all about, is that you need to have money to invest. That is a realistic expectation to starting any form of business. You cannot have the biggest dreams in the world. Oh, I want to quit my 9 to 5. I want to be, bougie first class, traveling here and there, and think that you're going to start a business with $100.
You got to spend money to make money.
Oh God, and it still kind of almost baffles me. I'm like, where is this notion coming from? Be like, oh, I have to invest in a business?
The notion comes from a lot of people selling programs online, skewing the reality of business. They say, get started with drop shipping for $0. You don't have to buy any inventory, blah, blah, blah. But then you have to spend all this money on Facebook ads and then the program and all this stuff. It ends up being more expensive. And that's why a lot of people are just unrealistic with the expectations they set for online business in the current landscape. Whereas we're the opposite. We're like, guys, to start a business, you got to spend money. It's just what it is. And in fact, once you start running the business, you got to even spend a little bit more money to grow the business. And that's completely normal. But now you have a business that's making you profit every single week, every single month, and you have something that's worth money for an exit.
Yeah. So to summarize that, if you're looking at starting a business, you're like, okay, how much money do I need to actually invest into products? So with a Amazon FBA business, you own your product. We teach you how to find a product, you're going to brand it beautifully, and you own that product, and then you sell it on Amazon. So when you're starting, we say an excellent way to start is to have 1,000 to 3,000 Australian dollars for your first launch. Okay, we don't encourage you to do any more. As Chris said, you can only have 100 units anyway. And how much you actually start with, and this is called your launch budget, varies on the type of product that you actually choose. So we can't tell you how much it's going to cost you because you don't know what product you're going to sell. Again, we take you through the steps. But $1,000 to $3,000. Now, if you're sitting there and be like, I don't have that money, get to work and save. Like that's, again, you've got big goals, fantastic. So save towards those goals. Eric said his first business, $10,000, massive, but he was a checkout chick.
Yeah,
he was saving that money. He wasn't sitting there and be like, oh, I don't have that money, I'm not going to do it.
We actually had a student recently sign up, and he was like, yeah, I've just banked $20,000. I'm ready to go. Like he was like, I've been putting some money away for the last few months. I'm ready to go. I'm taking this serious. He saved quite a lot of money. That's quite a big starting budget. It's probably way more than you need. But he was like, I want to go all in from the get-go. And he's like, I've got 20K in the bank. I'm ready to do this. I'm ready for anything that comes at me.
I actually even think that someone with a 20K budget should not be putting 20K in
No.
from the get-go.
100%
Like
agree.
just actually still just use the 1 to 3K on your
Yeah.
first order, even if you have more money. Because your first order, you're also just learning how to actually sell on Amazon and the entire process.
Yeah.
And we've had students in the past, like Troy, his first product he sold on Amazon Australia, he broke even.
Yeah.
And he sold through all of his units, he broke even, he was like, sweet. And he started, for $2,000 or something.
Yeah.
And then his second product, once he learnt the whole system, has now done $260,000 in the last 12 months.
Yeah,
His
just-
second product, once he learned,
Yeah.
by starting small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's 100%. You don't need a big budget to start on Amazon Australia.
And we cannot emphasize how much you will learn and how much better you will be and how much faster you can actually succeed if you just launch. So one of our other students, she launched with $500. She bought like 20 units and that's all she had, but she went through the steps and she launched, she sold out like that. She's like, what do I do now? We're like, go again, reorder. But she learned so much through that process about actually launching. And then she was able to, the lessons that she learned, any challenges she overcame, then she's able to put that into her, her next order. And she decided to continue the same product, but she was just ordering more. And it's an awesome a confidence booster as well.
Yeah.
Oh, all that work I did. Yep, customers are buying it on Amazon Australia. Let's go again.
And you got to move fast as well. Like if you've got an idea and you think this is a good product and it's going to sell well, and you're like, oh no, I need to make sure that I sell 100 to begin with, and that's going to take you 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks longer to get that money. Well, you may miss out on opportunity. Start with the 50. Start with even less. Get the product out there. Test your idea, and if it works, then go all in. It gives you time. So yeah, you definitely just got to act fast, and yeah, with smaller budgets, you can act quicker on products and test the market.
Yeah, and this is going to go into the next question, but I just want to squish it now. So we want to set realistic expectations for you. You're starting a real business. A real business does take money. Okay, there's no other way around it. The second question around finances that we often get is that how quickly can I make a return on my investment?
That's a very good question, and it's very complex. We discussed this the other night.
There's no objective answer to that.
Yeah.
Like how quickly, it depends.
One thing I explained, and we had a brief discussion about this the other night, is that when can you start taking profits on Amazon business? And I believe it comes down to when you start fulfilling demand. So if you've fulfilled demand and you can't grow that product, you can't sell any more of that product a month, and you've got excess profits, that's a great time to start taking money for yourself. But if you're still opportunity to sell an extra 100, why would you take the money? Why would you not reinvest that and get an extra 100 on the next order? So it's very much determined on what you want from the business model and how you want to take money. But if you're taking money for profits, which you deserve because you made profits, but it doesn't help you grow to more profits, it is detrimental to how big the business grows.
I've seen people make this mistake where they start pulling profits too early. They start traveling, and then the business collapses because they're no longer growing it.
Exactly.
They're actually pulling almost like the foundation from the business, and it kind of collapses on itself. You need to just be putting that money back in, and you can start just taking a little bit of profit.
Yeah.
$500 a month. All right, cool. We've fulfilled the demand. We're selling through all of our units, and this is kind of like eventually you get to a cap, and then you're like, well, now I can take 1,000 a month, 2,000 a month, 3, and then it just continues on from there.
I think it's a really good rule of thumb, isn't it? Like if you're fulfilling demand, you should, and you've got leftover money, take that profit because you deserve it. But if you're still trying to grow, I'd be reinvesting it. You'd be reinvesting it. It makes sense because you want to make more money. And you got to think of it as like you're just making more money at the end of the day. You're going to get those profits eventually.
And you're building the enterprise value of an exitable asset.
Exactly. Now it's a really good question, and one we get asked all the time.
Yeah, and what does it actually mean to fulfill demand?
So, for example, if on Amazon Australia, you're currently selling a product and you're selling 50 products a month, but the capacity...
You mean 50 units
50
of the same
units.
product?
So 50 units of the same product a month. That's your brand. But there's maybe 2 or 3 sellers above you that are selling 200 units a month. That shows that the demand there on Amazon is that people are buying more of that product, and there's capacity for you to get to 100, 200, even up to the top sellers and fulfill that demand that's there. Right now, you might be at a capacity of only doing 50 because that's how much you can do at the time. But if you invest more money, you could keep going and grow the business, and maybe spend a bit more on Amazon's advertising to get your product seen more, which is then going to sell more products. So if you have a maximum like limit of you can order at the moment, that's your capacity. But if there's more demand and your product's selling, you want to fulfill that demand and grow your capacity.
Yeah. I had a point to add there, but
It's also like, you know, at that point, like you have a choice, like you fulfill the demand for that one product and you're like, all right, do I take these profits or do I reinvest that into another product now? Or do I buy more units and now we move over into Canada as well?
Yeah.
So there are always these decisions to make, and it is very tempting to pull those profits early, but usually it's not actually the best thing to do. The longer you can withstand from pulling profits, funnily enough, the better business you'll have in terms of more profit that it makes in the future, then also again for the exit. But that being said, like, you know, reward yourself because you want to feel it. And that's actually so important. Something I learned, like when you're building a business, because it takes so much effort and it, you know, it can be difficult, at least when you're starting, because it's something new. It's not that the model is difficult or anything, but it's something new, it's something foreign. So it feels a bit more difficult because it's new. You do want to reward yourself quite quickly with like a taste of the results. You're like, it's worth it. And then it's like, it just signals in your brain, oh, cool, it's worth it. Cool. Carry on.
There is one other thing to add, I guess, is how you want to run your Amazon business as well. Because some people might be out there and be like, hey, I just want to like a side hustle that I don't really do much. I don't have to do too much work for. It just makes me a little bit of income on the side, and I don't have to worry about growing it to this exponential large global brand. They might just want to make an extra $500 a week, and that's doable as well. You don't have to fill demand of 300-400 units. If you're happy selling 100 units a month and you're still making 2-3K profit, yeah, sure, take a little bit of that profit and then leave the rest over to just keep doing that same order every time. If that's what you want, that's also doable. But if you do want to scale the business, you need to think about reinvesting those profits.
there's no rule about how you're going to manage your business, because the management of your business comes down to, I think, 2 things: what your goals are, but then also what you're actually capable of doing.
Definitely.
So you're, launching a product and then managing a business is 2 separate things as
totally.
well. So it is a really interesting question, because your return on investment, nothing is guaranteed. Okay, even if you go the safety route and you go to university, nothing is guaranteed, and it's the exact same in business. Is that you have to decide that you want to go down this, unconventional path, back yourself.
Yep.
And there is proof, there is evidence. You know that customers are going onto Amazon. If you've done your product research, you know that your product is going to be successful. These are the steps, and then you keep on going forward. No one can predict the future. We can't tell you, oh yes, if you start tomorrow, you're going to be a millionaire in 6 months' time, because I have no idea what you're going to launch. I don't even know you.
Yeah. It's fact.
And a lot of it also does come down to the individual themselves.
Exactly.
And because unforeseen difficulties may arise if something with shipping or something. And depends on the person if they're able to just be like, I'm just going to suck it up and solve this.
Yeah.
Some people might quit, some people might not. So depends on who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, we've had some of our students, again, Troy's now doing $260,000 a year.
Yeah.
So like, what's the ROI on what he started with? Well,
exactly. And I know
pretty
full
high.
well that he was reinvesting as well.
Yeah.
And he's got multiple products now. He's got 2 products out there, and he's started to go globally. He's moved into Canada next.
And
So
even for my first brand that I was talking about earlier, Golden Nature, where I started with $10,000, that sounds a lot, but that business ended up doing 50,000 USD a month back then.
Yeah.
So it's like already there. Well, that's what, $75,000 Australian. So that's already return on investment 7x.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
exactly
good
right.
question, though.
Well, I was going to say
What's next?
the reward is in the risk.
Albeit that is revenue, but the profit was about $10,000 to like $15,000 at that time. So a month I was making back my initial investment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And had a business that you could sell.
Yeah, and I did sell that business. And at that time as well, that was OG Amazon days. Like, there was nothing to do. It just ran because that was USA back in the day. But that's kind of what Australia's like now.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. So next question. I'm intrigued about how Amazon FBA works. If it's so simple, why aren't more people doing it?
It's because no one bloody knows about the thing.
It's true.
And that, like, seriously, and that's the opportunity here, is that like everyone's so busy raving about like AI, crypto, even drop shipping still. And meanwhile, we're here just like, guys, you should probably check out Amazon Australia.
That's probably the main reason that no one really knows about it yet. It's starting
Yet.
to grow. It's starting to grow. I think also maybe it's like anything. Like if anything's easy, you're going to do it. Like I could say, I could run a marathon, but if I don't train for it, I'm probably never going to be able to complete it. Like it's.
But the question is, why doesn't people talk about it?
No,
right?
no. Why is it so
If it's
easy?
simple,
Why isn't everyone doing
Why aren't
it?
more people doing it?
If it's so simple, yeah, because people just don't know about it.
Yeah.
That's what, our whole message is like Amazon Australia is the opportunity to make money online in Australia right now.
Yeah, 100%.
That's just people don't know about it. It's like that. It is as simple as that, because Amazon USA, people have been selling on there for the last 15 years.
People are catching on though, because now I get people like e-com people that have successful brands in Australia messaging me on Instagram being like, hey, I see what's happening with Amazon Australia. I see it's taking off. I don't want to miss out. So the smart people are seeing the opportunity now and are starting to like think like, this is going to take over in Australia. It's obvious. You see the growth curve. How do I get in now?
Yeah. And I also actually think, just on what we were talking about before in terms of the money investment, I think that Amazon FBA model actually filters out the people who are living in a delusional world and being like, I can create this epic business for free. Because that's what previous marketing in the e-com space have been. Amazon FBA is a legitimate business. You do have to invest finances to be successful. And if you're not willing to do that, well, you're not going to have a successful business.
Yeah, definitely. Next question.
Yeah. Hold on. Best place to look for trends or product ideas in your opinion?
Instagram for sure. Firstly, Instagram ads. When you're scrolling on Instagram, like watch the ads that actually pop up, like physical product ads. Usually they're trending products. And secondly, be very aware of what thought leaders in certain niches are speaking about. So, if you're a woman and you're into health and beauty, well, you probably follow a few health and beauty influencers. Maybe there's a main one that everyone loves. Oh, she's so smart. She has all the wisdom. Well, what products is she talking about? Because whatever she's talking about, you best believe that's driving search volume on Amazon. For us, when we started Prodigy X, we were listening to Andrew Huberman, and he was raving about ice baths. And that creates search volume on platforms. So look for thought leaders in certain niches, analyze what they're speaking about, and then check the search volume on Amazon. That's the best way to find trends.
Yeah, another good, I think, options is like Google Trends. You can see what's happening as well. That's a really simple tool to use, where you just type in the ideas you're thinking of, and it just shows you the curve, whether or not that product is shooting off. But that will be a little bit behind a really up and coming trend, because it takes a bit of time to catch up.
Yeah, and all of this stuff, like we teach this super in depth in the program, obviously, and even you can even use ChatGPT and literally say like, in this niche, based on current trends, what do you predict the next big products to be in the next 6 months and next 12 months? And then you just correlate, like go onto Amazon, have Amazon Guru up, and just actually check what the search volume is.
Yeah. And remember, when you're looking for product ideas and trends is one thing, and then you're using data to actually validate if this product would be successful on Amazon. So it's 2 steps. You're not just trying to find a random product that's trending. You need to validate that people are already looking for that product on Amazon. And actually, on that note, I do recall a question that we had that goes on, I can't find it now, but it said, the lady asked, how are you supposed to sell a different product on Amazon if Amazon is a search engine?
A different product on Amazon if Amazon's a search
like
engine.
something that's not being searched for, do you mean?
Yeah, so I'm gonna maybe explain it of where it comes
like
from.
a new product.
So this is what the lady wrote. I've only got as much information as you do. So she said, how do you sell a different product on Amazon if it is a search engine?
And it's an easy answer.
It is.
Confused by that question.
Just don't sell a different product. That's not what we teach. You don't want to sell a different product. You want to sell products that people are already searching for, and then make that a little bit different.
Exactly.
So it's not as if like you want to create a brand new niche that doesn't exist,
No,
because
exactly
no
right.
one's looking for the damn thing. You want to find what people are looking for, and then creatively just make yours a little bit unique. And it's as simple as making it a different color, or adding something onto it, or making the packaging or branding premium, or adding something extra into it. That's literally it. For an example, and I always use this over and over, first product I ever sold was bamboo fruit basket. Every other fruit basket was stainless steel. There was a shit ton of demand for fruit baskets. How do we make it different? Let's make a bamboo version. So when the customer's scrolling on Amazon, it's all stainless steel, stainless steel, stainless steel, bamboo, bam, pops off the page. Different, it's unique. Click, I like this, it's all optimized, we did everything perfectly, and the listing, and buy.
Exactly
That's
right.
the whole process.
So you're not recreating anything from scratch. You're not here, creating the new iPhone. Because Amazon is a search engine, if you're not quite sure what that means, it means like if you've ever shopped on Amazon, you're already going on there and be like, oh, I need a drink bottle. So you've got to write in drink bottle.
The buying intent is already 100%
Exactly.
essentially.
So what you're doing when you're looking for a product to sell, when we say, oh, you need to validate your product, we teach you, and there are ways to look at the data to confirm, okay, it's called a keyword. What keyword are your customers looking to find that product? Okay, so we sell, in Eric's example, the fruit basket, the keyword was fruit basket. So the customer is looking for a fruit basket, and
there was
all the options come up.
50,000 people looking for fruit baskets, and we knew that because Zonguru gives us the data. They says 50,000 people a month are looking for fruit baskets. So we're like, sick, people want this product. Now, how do we make ours different? How do we make ours unique?
Exactly.
We brand it a certain way. Who usually buys fruit baskets? Well, it's not men really, right? It's usually the mother or a woman in the household, where she takes care of the kitchen and the fruit and all that stuff. Well, in in conservative households, in traditional households,
Yeah.
but like typically it's the mother that buys fruit baskets. I mean, Chris, would you buy? Maybe you'd buy.
I wouldn't buy a fruit
That's
basket.
all right.
I do like working in the kitchen, but I wouldn't
But
buy
my
fruit
point is, like, you got to know who the avatar is. Like for the ice baths that we sell, like we target it for athletic men. Not for everyone, but for athletic men. So the branding was specific to that. And that's the same I'm saying for the fruit baskets. And then a material that suits to make it different, stand out.
So with the ice bath example, the main keyword that we knew customers were looking for were ice baths. And then when we were doing our product research, Eric found the product. He's just like, oh, I'm looking for a ice bath. I'm the customer, but Amazon doesn't have anything. But look at all of these people actually searching for it.
And
bang, here is an opportunity. So
one
that's how
step
you
beyond that
look
too,
for it.
because it's easy to be like, I'm the customer, so I want it to be what I like. But it wasn't just that I was the customer. I knew that I was the kind of overall avatar that wanted this, that wasn't being targeted.
Yeah.
It wasn't just me subjectively being like, I want this. I'm the because that's not the way to go about it. You want to make sure that that's like the avatar that is broad enough but still specific.
Yeah, just because you love stuffed animals doesn't mean you're gonna be
Exactly.
buying stuffed animals on Amazon. The broader avatar needs to really
because I knew that
But you
who else
knew
is
but you knew the avatar.
my friends that I play soccer with or boxing with, they're looking for ice baths too, right? We're all similar. We're all a certain age. We're all a certain demographic of hobbies. We're all certain athletic ability. Like, let's target it to that.
Yeah.
Right, next question. Do you promote on TikTok and Insta?
We do not use TikTok. That being said, with TikTok Shop coming out, it's probably a good idea to dabble in that when it's ready.
I heard it's still probably a year away in Australia. So there's still a bit of time before that comes out. But that has changed the game in the US for sure. And then what was the one?
But the point is that you don't need any of that for Amazon Australia.
No.
You don't need TikTok. You don't need Instagram. Instagram, you only once you're at a level where you're just killing on Amazon, you want to grow. Sure, create an Instagram, have some cool photos there, do some collaborations with influencers. But that's you could be making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year on Amazon Australia without using Instagram. But the main thing is Like, yes, you can use that stuff. It's a good idea. But do you need to use that to be successful in Amazon Australia? Absolutely not. And that's why it's such a phenomenal business model. Just focus on selling on Amazon Australia.
It comes down to like, once again, the whole like, are you fulfilling demand? Once you've like capped out on Amazon, then maybe start looking into pushing other areas like Instagram and growing the brand off of Amazon or even.
And that's way down the line. Like seriously, like you can be doing 20, 30, 40,000 a month on Amazon Australia and you don't need any of that stuff.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it. That's actually the beautiful thing about it, because all the other business models, like you need a social media, do I need to run ads? And no, the customer already goes onto Amazon Australia looking for your product. You don't need anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Would you recommend having even just like a basic socials, just so people like, trust the brand? Like nothing flash, but just so people, because they're going to look you up.
Yeah, and that's a good point. Like you can absolutely create an Instagram page and just have a few photos there, just so people, if they really want to. And not many people do this because there's so much trust on Amazon Australia because of the refund policy. There's so much trust that people will just see the product, the listing suits, it's a product they want, they think it's going to change their life, they buy. Yeah. That's how it works. But if you want to do that, then it's also fine to do that, and it's a good idea. But it's not. My point is that it's not necessary at all.
No. And a lot of people, that's why they want to start on Amazon, because you don't need to, I guess, split your focus across all the social media platforms. You're just selling on Amazon. That's it.
Yeah, like you create your listing, you do all those stuff, like that's like all your listing images, videos, you're done. You go on Instagram, you're not having to create reels every day, stories. It's a once-off, like you create that listing, it's ready to go. And then you're just getting people to that listing. Yeah, and
then you're just getting customers to click on it.
Yeah,
exactly 100%. Right. All right, next question for you, Chris. Best place to source products?
Best place to source products? Mm-hmm. From your neighbor next door? Nah, Alibaba is where we always start. That is probably the safest and the best place to start, and that's where all our students start. One, it's because it's like one of the most trusted sites to use, and there is just a huge amount of suppliers on there. So pretty much anything you want, you can get from Alibaba. There are other sites out there, but it is the most trusted and I think the easiest to use. It has a messaging app, so you can directly message suppliers. You can pay through there, and you have protection from your payments. And it is just a really good way as a new seller as well to just learn the skills and the skill set of talking to suppliers. There's so many you can speak to there. They all speak really good English, or majority of them speak really good English. So you can just learn the basics of just how to source products and speak to different people.
Yeah, so Alibaba is a marketplace for suppliers. You're literally going shopping for suppliers to create your product. So I had someone comment on one of my posts the other day, and he said, why would someone buy an expensive product from Amazon if they can buy it for cheaper from Alibaba?
Because it's just not possible. Because we create private label businesses. We get samples and we make them better, and we brand them, and we make sure there's quality control. We make sure everything's working, so when the customer on Amazon purchases it, they get a high quality product. And you could go online and just buy anything off AliExpress, which is a single product version of Alibaba.
We're talking about Alibaba.
Well, Alibaba, AliExpress, it's like you can buy singular products. You can't normally buy singular products on Alibaba because it's a manufacturer supply area. Mm-hmm. So you could buy a similar product that looks like it. Doesn't mean it's going to function like the ones that we sell, because we put the time in to make them the best.
Yeah, so overall, the customer experience is so much higher on Amazon compared to anywhere else. That's why customers love it so much. They get their product in 2 days.
Yeah.
And if they don't like it, they just send it back, and Amazon's like, cool.
Yeah.
But they usually do like it, because that's why that actually forces sellers to sell high quality products. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And give them a great experience.
And the other thing as well, because we buy units in bulk, we buy our products in bulk and then ship them over, the shipping fees are much less. So the prices we can sell them is reasonable for the customer. When you're buying a sample even from Alibaba, the shipping expenses are very expensive because you're shipping just one product over, depending on what it is. If it's
super slow too. Yeah, it's expensive, it's slow, and also from Alibaba, getting a single product sample is
expensive.
They're not like cheap at all.
No.
Because suppliers will do that on purpose. They'll make it expensive. Then they'll say, but when you place the bulk order, then we'll deduct that cost.
It's like $100 and then shipping's $200. And you're like, okay, well, maybe you might save $30 compared to buying it straight off Amazon, and you don't have any more trust. You've got way more trust buying from Amazon.
And people are just so impatient these days that people will just be like, I just want it tomorrow. Just get it to me quick. All right, this one, give it to me tomorrow. I'm going to choose this one.
Yeah.
One last thing, Dad, as well, is Amazon has the review system. So you can see what people have purchased, and that builds that trust as well. Alibaba, they have reviews, but it's not the same. It's completely different.
Yeah, that's right. Next question. How do you expand from Amazon Australia internationally? How does that work?
You literally press one button inside of Seller Central. It's like a toggle. And it says like Canada, and you just toggle it, and it just goes green and it's on.
Yeah.
And then you go in there, you create labels. You give those labels to your supplier and say, hey, these are going to Canada now. They send them to Canada.
It's a very simple process.
Easy.
Like once you've got Australian all set up, you just create say, well, I want to go to Canada, and now it's a Canada. You do have to log into a separate Amazon, but it's the exact same, just in a Canada version. It's just .com.
No, you don't need to log into a separate one. It's the same login, but it's just like a drop-down menu of your marketplaces. And then
it's a
Canada,
different, you create
and
your
it just goes to the
stuff.
Canadian version of it. It's super easy.
The only thing I would want to add, so in terms of if you have a product and want to sell in another marketplace, very easy in terms of setting that up on Amazon. Things to note though is firstly, each marketplace behaves differently. So just because a product is thriving in Australia doesn't mean it's going to thrive in Canada. So you need to validate your product in that marketplace, number one. And number two, each marketplace has, slight variations in terms of basically paperwork and tax. Something to be aware of.
Germany.
Don't
sell in
for
Germany.
Example.
Probably easiest is Canada to go into.
Canada's great.
And then USA is not like pretty similar with Canada to go into.
But like what we always recommend and we tell our students is start in Australia, dominate in Australia until the point where you can no longer, feasibly sell more in Australia. You're capped out at, 200, 300, 400K a year. Then go into Canada. Don't rush it too early. And Canada is the next best marketplace.
And then on the harder scale is Europe, where there's way more regulations and you've got to fill out paperwork that is not in English.
Skip Europe and skip USA. If someone's watching this and they're thinking about that, don't even think about those marketplaces.
Yeah.
Keep
Start in Australia, go to Canada.
It makes it easier when you're dealing with paperwork and it's all in English. It's so much easier. Trust me, I've gone through so many Germany's a nightmare.
Germany
has been a
Germany's
nightmare.
a nightmare.
Yeah.
All right, one of my favourite questions, but what about tax?
This one I find
always think
funny. I'm
about
like,
this.
worry about tax when you're making money. Don't let tax even like come into your mind until you've made friggin' money. Then you can start changing around, like going from a sole trader to a company where your tax rate goes down at a flat 25%. Get a friggin' accountant. It's a business. Like
I'm gonna just make this number up, but I'm pretty sure it's around like 80K. You don't pay the 80K. You don't pay like GST or tax in Australia until you made like 80K anyway. So like when you're launching a product and you're just starting with 100 products, you don't need to worry about it just yet.
But
once that product's selling, then look into it.
I'll tell you this though, I've never seen like the most successful people I know around me, and I know several millionaires and mentors and stuff. The most successful people, they never have that question when they're starting a business. It doesn't even come into their mind.
Make the money.
So for the people that do start and they say, oh, what about tax? But you guys are making money. It means you get taxed so much. Unfortunately, you're already just self-sabotaging yourself before you've even started.
Yeah.
Like, don't even let that creep in. Don't worry about tax. Go make money. And if you're paying tax, good, because it means you're making money.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the whole
Tax
point.
is fantastic because you're making cashola. That's why you start.
Exactly.
So, like, do not let the whole thing of like, oh, what if tax... Delete that from your cognition. It doesn't exist. Start your friggin' business and make money.
Yeah.
100%. All right, 2 more questions. Okay, the first one. I was wondering what other associated costs I need to be aware of. So for example, Zonguru subscriptions, perhaps trademark fees for my brand, any other costs that need to be incurred during the process.
It's very cheap. All of it's so cheap. Zonguru is what, a subscription of like, I don't know, $30 a month or something?
I think
Break
a
it
little
into
bit
maybe
more.
like just like if they were launching a product.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Zonguru, $30 a month.
A bit more, I think, is because it's more so...
$50
US.
or
$50 max.
Yeah.
And that's where you find all your data, and that's where you do your product research, and that's 100% a necessity. And
Yeah.
you
Can't
can't,
go without it.
you can't live without that.
And then from there, it's just like, okay, for branding, you might want Canva Pro, which is, I think, like for a year, like $99 or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is...
and we highly
It's an
recommend
absolute
that.
no-brainer
Yeah.
to have Canva Pro. You can whip anything up on there.
And even Canva's really good for like whipping up ideas to send to someone who might like make them finished versions of it. Because you can
Canva's
just play around and then be
just
like, hey, this is
incredible.
my design.
Yeah.
I'll pay, and then pay a little bit extra money for them to make it even better.
And then to get so what we do is like, you have 2 options basically for your listing images, right? Like there's CGI, which is computer generated images, or there's photography images of someone who gets a camera and takes, it's actually way easier to get CGI because you don't have to send products to a photographer. Photographers are expensive.
Yeah.
They actually sometimes don't take great photos, but CGI guy like will whip it up for you. You find them on Fiverr quickly. That's like a couple $100. And then to get those photoshopped into some sick lifestyle images and stuff for your listing, another couple $100.
Because just explain that quickly, because once you've got the like couple of good photos of that product, that can just be then photoshopped into other
and the Photoshop looks real. It can literally be a product that's your hero shot, and then you can Photoshop into a lady holding it, about to, if it's a bottled drink from it, and it looks like amazingly realistic and real. Like these guys are amazing.
And
so it's only getting better as well.
And with AI now as well, like that's even
better.
Mid-Journey and these other platforms.
Yeah, and you don't even have to do that. Like if you've got a creative flair, like some of our photos is, you know, me holding our hydrogen bottle, Eric working his magic on Canva. Like you don't have to pay for that either. That's something that if you're good at it and it looks good, you can do it yourself. Getting a trademark in Australia, I think it starts from around $300, and that's one-off. Yeah, one-off payment there.
Barcode was not very much either, like $100. I think it's like less than that. I think maybe you the signing up fee, and then the barcode itself is like $20. It's cheap as well.
Yeah, and then you've got your, and then everyone asks about Amazon fees. You're not paying a dime to Amazon until you start making money on Amazon. So that's actually calculated in your profit margins, which you do everything before you even decide on your product choice. So having an Amazon seller subscription and paying those Amazon fees, that is only done once you start making sales, so it doesn't even matter.
The seller subscription isn't, but it's cheap. But yeah, like
next to nothing. It's like
exactly
$25 a month.
When you sell your product on Amazon, then the fees are deducted from each sale. That's it.
Yeah.
Same with advertising as well. Like once you start running advertising on Amazon's paid advertising PPC, that's just deducted out of your sales as well. So it's not coming out, like you don't have to keep throwing more money. They deduct it from how much they pay you out each pay.
Yeah, perfect.
Anything else? Fee was? I don't think there is.
I feel like that's more a business expense.
That's like all you need to. That's a startup. That's the real startup expenses.
And then obviously buying your products. But
like all of the additional expenses beyond the stock is like, you know, $500.
Very, very.
It's like nothing.
Yeah. All right. Last question is, what is actually included in your mentorship?
Everything. It's like literally everything. Like we've been doing this since 2018. We've sold in every single marketplace. We've sold 20 products now. We've sold businesses. We've scaled businesses to multi-seven figures a year. Like we have done it all. We have all of the experience and everything that we've learned, our three brains too, because we all also operate differently. You've got your nuggets of genius. You've got your nuggets of genius. I got my nuggets of genius. And we mix all of that into the blend of our team that we've built $1 million brands, go straight into the program. And it's just broken out into the step-by-step process of exactly how to do it handheld. Yeah. That's what it is.
Streamlined process is like.
Streamlined with the exact strategies that we actually use. Not just like, you know, there's these other people that sell programs and stuff and they theorize, but this is the theory behind it, but then they're not even like selling the product. So like we're out here every single day. We literally launched 2 products this month.
Yeah, this month we're launching 2 new products.
And
one last month as
well. We're out here literally doing this, and whatever we learn, because we're pretty aggressive with it, we put straight into the community. And that's why our results have been absolutely incredible. I mean, Troy's doing $260,000 a year right now. We have several other students doing from 5 to 15K a month as well, selling out of their stock on their first orders and just pumping it.
Yeah. So the main difference is that in terms of the, you know, if you want to learn the steps of Amazon FBA, it's available online, YouTube, ChatGPT, anywhere. What you're paying for and why you would want to join our community, as Eric said, you are gaining access to our proven strategies, and that you can't Google.
No.
So in terms of
the
what
experience
exactly...
that we have, the lessons, the shortcuts.
And the support.
You know, the shortcuts that the students get, that they don't have to go through all of the mess ups, all of the losses that they get to skip all of that. Because it's clearly defined in the program. This is exactly how to do it. This is how to avoid this pit hole, this pit hole, this pit hole. Go this way and do it like this.
So what it is like we have a package currently going, and this package is our first academy, if you like, is the Conquer AMZ Academy. This academy is your step-by-step process of launching a winning, profitable product on Amazon Australia. Okay, you watch a video, you do a task. You watch a video, you do the task. And at the end of this academy, you will have a product, a brand live on Amazon Australia.
Yep.
That's what it is. And I always get questions, oh, what about tax? Or what about branding? Or what about PPC? I'm like, what part of everything did you not quite understand? Okay.
Everything is
I'm
broken
telling
down.
you everything that you need to do for that to happen, for you to make that first sale on Amazon Australia is included in this program.
Yep.
So that's number one. Number two, and this is as a bonus, okay? As a bonus is obviously once you start making sales on Amazon, you have a business, right? So you need to learn how to manage this business and how to grow this business. So then you graduate from the academy and you move into our advanced program.
Which is a complete separate program.
Exactly right.
Massive. And that's included.
That's right. So this is a bonus. This is a bonus, and we teach you how to actually manage an Amazon FBA business and how to scale and grow. So
Yep.
if you hit that max and you want to go into Canada, we teach you how to do that.
Yep. How to launch new
Okay.
products, and that's when it goes into like, do you want to use influencers now, review strategy, all of that super advanced stuff that you do once you're doing a couple 100K, that's there as well.
Exactly right. So you've got all these resources and these steps, again, step by step guides to take you there. And then obviously we know that you're going to have questions in the interim, and we offer that support. So it's not like here you go, off you go, you're all by yourself. Where we want you to succeed. Okay, we want your story to be the next Troy story that we're sharing on the podcast.
Absolutely.
Okay, so imagine this is Jess and she just hit 20K on Amazon. She just started in August 2025. By Christmas, she was leaving her 9 to 5. Those are the kind of stories we want. So we want you to succeed. So in terms of our support right now in our package is that we have a student-only community. You can ask me a question in there every single day and I will personally answer it. That's number one. Number two, we have our live trainings once a month. So in the month of August right now, we actually have ours tomorrow.
Yep.
So this is a live session. It's similar to a Zoom call. Okay, so you usually
And
have two of us.
These go off. Like
They're
everyone
great.
gets in there, like so many faces. Everyone's like asking questions, collaborating, problem solving. Like they go off.
Yeah, so it's like usually
That's good to see.
and this is additional support. You're not learning new things because everything that you need to learn is already in the academy.
it's there.
This is extra stuff and this is extra support, and it's also fun seeing what other students are doing. So it's a good chat, and they are recorded as well, so you can watch it 100 times as well. And then this is just something special, and it's not always available, but currently it is available. That you also do get a one-on-one call
Yep.
with one of us,
Which can be used whenever.
which can
Yep.
be used at any stage of your Amazon journey. So we're there too. We give
And
you all
email
the
support.
resources. Yeah, you get the question. So we're there at every step. That's exactly what we're doing. So if you are interested in finding out more about our mentorship, there will be a link below. Click on that link and you'll be able to speak to one of our teams and they can give you all the details. And you can get started.
Absolutely.
And to be honest, because of how we've set up the academy, there's not many questions to be asked because we just break it down for you each step. So you just continue along each step as you go until you get to the finish line.
Well, we got a bit of feedback the other day where someone was saying that it was too in depth.
Too much
We're like,
information.
"Oh, okay.
It's the best compliment ever. They're like, it's so in depth, it's so step by step that it hurts.
Yeah, we don't want you wasting any time looking for
Exactly.
answers. We want to give you all the answers so you can streamline your process.
And that's why the results speak for themselves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Done, guys. Hopefully we'll see you inside the academy. Peace.
Thanks for the questions. See ya.
Peace.